I'm Kirsten Komoroske. I'm the executive director of the Walt Disney Family Museum, and I've been here since 2013. I was actually hired by Walt's daughter, Diane Disney Miller, who's the co-founder of the museum. So Diane wanted to honor her father and his legacy, and so she had various ideas about how to do this, and eventually came to the fact that nothing short of a museum of this nature would properly honor him. And so it grew into a 40,000 square foot exhibition space in the Presidio of California. And she thought that her father would really like this location because he was such a patriot. And this country meant so much to him and gave him so much. And the mission of the museum is twofold. One, to tell the story of Walt Disney. Diane became concerned that the brand had become so big, people didn't understand that there was a man behind the brand. But the other part was to inspire people to heed their imagination and persevere in achieving their goals, because Walt had many challenges and setbacks and came from essentially nothing and was able to become this worldwide icon, impacting so many lives. And so she wanted people to understand that you too can come from nothing and achieve huge goals. Yeah, so we have our permanent collection here in the Presidio, and again we have this beautiful 40,000 square foot museum with over 200 monitors, a lot of interactives, beautiful art and artifacts and ephemera. We also have a very robust educational program, and a big emphasis for Diane, her husband Ron, after her passing, and now their children, is to provide robust educational programming for children of all walks of life, and especially focusing on those kids who maybe don't have the resources to learn animation, and to provide scholarships and support for those children too. But we have educational programming here on site at the museum. We go out to schools. We partner with schools on a year-long basis or on a long-term basis. Depending on the school. We have a certificate program, which is a year-long, 6-hour-a-week commitment for the kids. But if they complete it, they receive a certificate of animation achievement from the museum.
This is a group of 12 individuals who are fully committed to the program, who come in every single week, give up time on the weekends, after school, to actually come in and learn about this process.
I was mind blown. I thought I would have to go into college to start learning how to animate.
I realized that art is my passion, and I can't really see myself doing something else.
This is a place where anybody can come and grow no matter who you are, and experience this as a casual hobby to this is the career that I want to develop and that I want to work on.
So again, Walt was a patriot, and that meant a lot to Diane. And being here in the Presidio, we wanted to emphasize a connection to the commitment to veterans. And so we offer free admission to veterans and their families. We participate in the Blue Star Museums program for veterans. And so we really want to reach out to veterans and make them welcome here in the Presidio at the museum. The collaboration with the veterans means very much to us, and we did a special exhibition that featured art of veterans here at the museum a few years ago.
This is WD
FM, the official Walt Disney Family Museum podcast.
Today, on this special episode, we take a closer look at our 5th Community Access exhibition, Veterans' Voices, Painted Realities, featuring original artworks by U.S. military veterans. This exhibition serves as a platform for the American veteran's voice to be heard through their own words and creativity rather than from depictions by non-veteran artists. To accommodate individuals who are unable to visit the exhibition in person, the museum will also be making Veterans' Voices Painted Realities available to view online in a virtual gallery on May 31st. A 3D rendering of the exhibition is currently in progress.
Yeah, I love that. And for this particular exhibition, Veterans Voices, the inspiration came in part by Walt Disney's service in the Red Cross Ambulance Corps in France during World War I, and from his studio's extensive contributions to the Allies' World War II effort.
To reach artists from the veterans community, the Walt Disney Family Museum partnered with Veterans Alley, a nonprofit mural project in San Francisco's Tenderloin District. Artist, Navy veteran, and founder of Veterans Alley, Amos Gregory, led this art-making initiative with a peer-to-peer approach. Let's hear from exhibition co-curator Antonia DePenetreder about how this exhibition was developed.
I want to first touch on the fact that this exhibition is with veterans, so we'll talk about why we chose that audience. But the short answer is just that Walt was incredibly patriotic. We know this. Anyone who's been to the museum knows this.
Yeah, and this special exhibition, Veterans' Voices, helps local veterans to express themselves and helps other veterans to see their art and be inspired by it. Walt forged his age so that he could enter into the American Red Cross ambulance program. Unfortunately, he got there after the armistice was signed, so he didn't see any action. But he did serve over there for some time after the war had ended. But he very much wanted to get involved in World War I. Now, when World War II rolled around, he got a call at home the day after the Pearl Harbor bombing that the military had taken over the lot, the studio lot in Burbank, because of the proximity to Lockheed. And so the troops came onto the lot, and he opened the lot for that purpose, and they used the screening rooms and the automotive sheds and stored ammunition there. And so he was very open to having the military use the lot for that purpose during the war. So we have the World War II Disney exhibition that's traveled so far to the Museum of Flight in Seattle. Then it went to the National World War II Museum in New Orleans, and then on to the Pearl Harbor Museum in Hawaii. That's right, yeah, that's the first major exhibition about this topic, because there's a lot of sensitivity about it, obviously, but the museum felt very strongly that the story needed to be told. And as you know, Walt committed himself to not making a profit from the war effort, unlike other studios who did make considerable profit during the war. And he tried very hard to provide top quality output while not profiting from it, just providing it at cost to the government. So it's training films, propaganda films, educational films, the insignia. He really wanted to support the troops and the government during that time, and encouraging people to pay their income taxes.
Yes, payday. Millions of dollars pouring into the hands of the American worker. Now, in the mind of the average worker live two separate personalities. One, the thrifty.
Wait a bit, laddie. You're going to save a bit of that, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oftentimes, idle money burns a hole in your pocket, which brings out the other personality. The spendthrift.
Hi, big shot. Come on with me. I'll show you how to spend your dough. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I got a couple of good dates.
But, laddie, I've got some better dates.
Important ones, too. When every American should pay his or her income tax gladly and proudly. This year, thanks to Hitler and Hirohito, Taxes are higher than ever before. Will you have enough money on hand to meet your payments when they fall due?
We'll take care of that later. Forget it.
But you don't want to forget our fighting men, do ye?
No, sir.
Then you'll have to start saving right away to meet your tax payments.
The fight for freedom. Freedom of speech, of worship. Freedom from want and fear. Taxes will keep democracy on the march.
And teaching people what they can do at home also while the war is going on.
Don't throw away that bacon grease. Housewives of America, one of the most important things you can do is to save your waste kitchen fats, bacon grease, meat drippings, frying fats. We and our allies need millions of pounds of fats to help win the war. For fats make glycerin, and glycerin makes explosives. Every year, 2 billion pounds of waste kitchen fats are thrown away. Enough glycerin for 10 billion rapid-fire cannon shells. A belt 150,000 miles long, 6 times around the Earth. A skillet of bacon grease is a little munitions factory. Meat drippings sink Axis warships. Waste frying fats speed depth charges on their way to crush Axis submarines. Your pound of waste fat will give some boy at the front an extra clip of cartridges.
Do you still want the bacon grease, Pluto?
Yeah, we're really pleased that on this 80th anniversary of the end of the war, that we're able to have this exhibition that educates people about what Walt Disney was doing to support the war effort. And it's considerable, and I think it's a story not many people know of. And in fact, the exhibition catalog that accompanies the exhibition, even after the exhibition left our museum, it's one of our top sellers. People really want to know this story and understand it, and are interested in how much impact Walt had on helping with the war effort. The other interesting thing is they watched this extensively at the Pentagon, and it really, because we weren't very sophisticated in air power before World War II, but then when Germany was really kind of moving ahead, you know, they were kind of trying to figure out what to do, and watched this film over and over, which is interesting.
How long will the war last? Will our own cities and homes be bombed? Which is our #1 target? Germany or Japan? What of the supply problem? Can we overcome the submarine menace? Can air power bomb Germany into submission? Can we build planes that can bomb Japan direct from continental America? Are we making full use of American air power? Should we have a separate and independent air force? Can air power bring us victory in the shortest possible time with the greatest saving in human life? Victory through air power. The thrilling graphic visualization of the book, frankly and boldly brought to the screen with no punches pulled. A Book of the Month Club special edition, condensed in Reader's Digest, syndicated in hundreds of leading newspapers throughout the world. Millions have read and discussed this book. No one can afford henceforth to believe he is thinking about the war if he has not read carefully and opened his mind fully to what Major Seversky has to say. The war hasn't produced as powerful a picture as Walt Disney's Victory Through Air Power, nor a more frightening document. A breathless story developed with imaginative sweep and power. A blast of gusty prophetic criticism, the kind of criticism heard all too seldom in a country at war. This is a powerful motion picture which everyone interested in victory must see. One of the most stupendous things ever put on the screen. Only the medium of Walt Disney could bring to the screen this vivid and dramatic forecast of events to come. Only in a democracy could this frank and critical motion picture be brought to the audience of this theater. Every American man, woman, and child must see Victory Through Air Power.
Yeah, so we're thrilled to be partnering with the U.S. Merchant Marine for the celebration in the Presidio to mark the end of the 80th anniversary of the end of the war. And I think that Diane would be very pleased and Walt would be very pleased that we're having this partnership and able to open our doors to such a venerable organization. And Walt created an insignia for the U.S. Merchant Marine during World War II, which has been used since by the U.S. Merchant Marine. And I think he would be very pleased to know that that has lived on in their legacy also. And we're also excited that the World War II exhibition will continue to travel. It's been approved for at least one more venue, and we hope that it goes on because it's a beautiful exhibition that is extremely educational, and I think gives people a lot of hope about what one man can contribute, to the war effort.